Good morning and welcome to Mission Control Houston and the International Space Station update. We're joining the International Space Station Flight Control Team in the Space Station Flight Control Room here at the Mission Control Center in Houston, where the Orbit 2 team is on console at this time, led again today by Flight Director Paul Dye, with astronaut Shannon Lucid in the Capcom seat. Space Station's currently out of range of communication with the team here on the ground, so many of team members are taking advantage of a quick break during that time. But although we can't communicate with them right now, on board the International Space Station, the Expedition 30 crew has been awake since midnight Central Time and are now more than halfway through their day, which is full of experiment work and maintenance. U.S. Commander Dan Burbank, as well as Russian flight engineers Anton Shkaplerov and Anatoly Ivanishin, are currently orbiting about 260 miles above the South Atlantic Ocean, just having passed the southernmost portion of this orbit around the Earth, now heading southeast towards the coast of Africa. Burbank, Shkaplerov, and Ivanishin launched to the station in their Russian Soyuz TMA-22 vehicle on November 13th and docked to the space station on November 15th. So they're working on their 25th day in space and their 23rd day at the space station. They've been alone at the station since the Expedition 29 crew members left on November 21st, but they'll soon be joined by 3 new crewmates to replace those that left. Flight engineers Don Pettit, Oleg Kononenko, and Andrei Kuipers departed from the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center in Star City, Russia, near Moscow today to head to the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, where their Soyuz TMA-03M is being prepared for the December 21st launch to the space station. They're scheduled to go to the station and join Burbank, Shkaplerov, and Ivanishin on December 23rd. To get ready for that, the engines of the station's Zvezda service module are going to be fired tomorrow at 1:50 p.m. Central Time to raise the station to the correct altitude to meet up with the Soyuz on the 23rd. They'll be fired for 1 minute and 22 seconds and raise the station's altitude by 2.8 miles at the perigee, or lowest point of its orbit, and that's going to put the station in a 259.9 by 231.5 mile orbit. Inside the station today, Commander Burbank has been working diligently with the Mean Swing Bed prototype. He was scheduled to spend a great deal of time on that today, putting it together and checking it out. And that system's meant to test out in space technology that could eventually be used to scrub carbon dioxide from the air inside of the new Orion multi-crew vehicle. However, it is a very complex piece of equipment, and Burbank ran into some problems putting it together, so it's actually been put away for now while the team here on the ground considers what the next steps in space should be. Meanwhile, on the Russian side of the station, flight engineers Ivanishin and Shkaplerov each had a few experiments and activities they were scheduled to work on. Shkaplerov was going to be spending some time today working with the typology experiment, which looks at how living in space affects astronauts' mental state, and also the Coulomb crystal experiment. And Ivanishin, meanwhile, was scheduled to spend some time unpacking the Progress 45 vehicle and the Soyuz that he and his crewmates arrived on, and also working with the Signer experiment, which is a test of information support procedures that is used to gain data for the scientific community and fishing operations performed at a state fishery committee in ships in the world's oceans. That's what's going on today in space, and this is Mission Control Houston.